what we're going to try to do now is to sketch this parabola. It's in an unusual form. It's in a form that we find after we complete the square. And it gives us different information and useful information that we don't get from when we have it factorised. So let's have a look at what we do know. It does tell us the concavity, because the concavity is still positive or negative, up or down, depending on what happens in front of the x squared. Well, there's only one way to get an x squared. It's this x times this x, and there's a minus out the front. So it's concave down. It's a parabola that looks like this. The next bit of really useful information is we are told the vertex. Because of the way this has been factorised, we have a vertex. The vertex is the value of x that makes this 0. So x plus 3 equals 0. So x equals minus 3. And then the y value when x equals minus 3. So if I was to substitute that in, you'll see something which will show you that you don't really have to substitute it in. If I substitute it in, I'll get minus 3 plus 3 squared plus 4. Well, minus 3 plus 3 is 0. Well, we just did that. So that's 0 plus 4. So my vertex, y value is 4. One of the great things about this way of expressing a parabola is that we can see the vertex straight away. It's the negative of whatever we need in here to make it 0, and this value on the end. We're told that it's concave down. We will now look for some intercepts. So let's see if we can find an intercept. An intercept occurs when x equals 0. That will help me find the y-intercept. So y will equal negative 3 squared plus 4. 3 squared is 9, so it's negative 9 plus 4, or 4 minus 9, which gives me minus 5. That's the y-intercept. To find the x-intercepts, a bit more painful than when it's in factorised form. I will substitute y equals 0 in here, and I will get 0 equals negative x plus 3 squared plus 4. Taking this onto the other side gives me x plus 3 squared equals 4. I can find the square root of both of these. X plus 3 equals plus or minus 2. So I'm going to have x equals negative 3 plus 2, which is negative 1, and negative 3 take away 2, which is negative 5. The axis of symmetry, if I need to find that, well, that just comes straight from the vertex. X equals negative 3 is the axis of symmetry. And now we can sketch the parabola using that information. We're now going to use this general form of a quadratic or a parabola, which shows us where the vertex is, to work out the equation of this parabola. So first of all, we're going to look for the vertex. The vertex is at 3 minus 10. So now that I have the vertex determined, I can mostly work out what this equation is. I have little idea about what a is equal to, except if you've been thinking, then you'll realise that a is going to have to be a positive number because it's a positive parabola, concave up. I have x minus 3 So minus 3. Oops, that's not a minus. Squared. And then plus k, well k is minus 10, so minus 10. So there's my parabola at the moment. And I have everything except for a. But I do have one more point. So I have this point here, where it crosses the axis. It's a good spot too, because it gives us a 0. So this point here is 0, 8. I can now work out a by simply substituting 0, 8 into this equation. So my y value is 8 equals a lots of, my x value is 0, x minus 3, so 0 minus 3 squared, take away 10. Well, minus 3 squared is 9, so it's 9a minus 10 is what 8 is equal to. So now, if I add 10 both sides, you can probably do this faster than I can. 8 plus 10 is 18 equals 9a. And now I'm going to divide by 9 both sides. So I get a equals 2, which means I now have the equation, and it is y equals 2 lots of x minus 3 squared minus 10. Always good just to check that final calculation and think, is this a positive number because this is concave up? It is. It did turn out to be positive. It looks good.